Laravel has something like configuration files which every framework includes for it. So the config directory in our folder, which I'll mention right now. So this is my config folder, or the directory has some kind of files which consist of the configuration files as the name mentions. In this directory, you will find various files needed to configure database, sessions, applications, mail, services, and so on. So you can check it by the name over here, database.php, app, authors for authentication, broadcasting, cache, compile, sessions, view, queue, mail.php, and so on. So the basic configuration. So after installing Laravel, the first thing we need to do is to write permission for the directory storage and the bootstrap cache. So generate the application key and get the encrypted data. If the root directory does not contain any environmental files, then rename the environmental files and execute it in the Laravel system. So you can also generate this, and everything has been mentioned over here for your application is there in app.php. So you can check it over here. App.php has the environmental variables, and these variables are stored for the environment setup, or you can say that when we load the particular application in the given URL, so we have it mentioned over there. And environmental configuration, the other thing is this, whatever the setups which we have, see, it is HTTP localhost and the port number is specified later. The time zone is also mentioned over here. So Laravel provides a facility to run your application in different environment like testing, production, and everything has been set over here in this environmental framework, that is app.php. So this helps you to set whatever values you need it for your particular project. So let's moving on to next thing is about database. So this is database.php. I have database.php with me. Now the database of your application can be configured from config database.php file. You can set configuration parameters that can be used by different databases, and you can also set their default one to use. So this is mentioned over here, like here. Connections. If the database is SQLite, so what is the driver, the database name, and the path? If it is for MySQL, so my environment variables will consist of database host, port number, my database name, username, password, and many more. Character set, prefix, whatever. These are like secondary thing, but these are very important. Host, port number, database, username, and password. Naming the application. The app directory by default is namespace under app. So whatever it's there, like naming or the nomenclature of the application, so that is also mentioned in this app directory. Let's check it out for auth.php. Auth.php consists of the authentication, like what is the username, what will be the driver, the provider, and what will be the concerned password for it. So all that authentication are mentioned in this auth.php file. It consists of the set of passwords also. Passwords, users, providers, email, table, expire, and many more. So naming the application, the app directory by default is namespaced under app. To rename it, you can execute the following command and rename the namespace. PSP, you can rename it by artisan, that is PHP artisan, that we can do it in the later chapter. Now another thing which is there in Laravel is setting up a maintenance mode. You have checked out, like we have some projects which we set up in the maintenance mode, like when we want to make some major changes. So that can be done in Laravel in the command line interface. So let's moving on in the command line interface. So this is my sample project. Now I'll do one thing. I'll open a new command interface only. CMD. Okay, I've opened it. I'll move to the particular file, that is cd sample project. Okay, here I will set up the maintenance mode. So that is done with php artisan down. php artisan down. So your application is now in the maintenance mode. It has mentioned over here. So let's check it out in our URL. So this is my browser. Reload it. So now your application is not reachable. Why? Because Laravel has set it up in the maintenance mode. If you want to again get it back, it will activate in the maintenance mode and request the user that it will be in the maintenance mode. Once it is up, this is up. So now your application is live. Now again, if you want to check it up like it has been perfectly done or not, then you will need to say PHP artisan serve. Yeah, so it's done. See in the background also, it's immediately you can see the reflection Laravel 5 mentions for the version number. So in this way it helps you to maintain the particular application, or you can say the configuration files.